All right, guys, this is amazing. Great job, John and Alexa. Man, that's a super informative session there, and I really liked it. And I'll for sure be giving you guys a chat afterwards because yeah, that was really awesome. So great job to you guys, and just a huge shout out to Phil and the team here for eCommerce Day, guys. This is really quite something. I've spoken at quite a few events, and you know what? It's really nice when you have a professional team, and that's really refreshing. It's very organized. So great job to you guys. Huge shout out. Just want to make sure that everyone can hear me okay. So if just one person can say, yeah, you're good, Mike, then we can kind of move on because we've got some content, some cool stuff that I'm going to be showing you here about private label on demand, which is really exciting. Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Really appreciate it. Okay, so with that, let's dive in. This can be a lot of fun here. Cool. So everyone, I'm super excited to be with you today. My name is Mike. I'm going to show you something absolutely crazy. It's called the private label on-demand strategy. And with this strategy, just in case you haven't heard of it before, or you haven't really dabbled into on-demand or private label, you're able to literally get an entire catalog of in-demand, top-selling, high reorder products with your own logo, your own label, your own branding, and it can get into your online store within minutes. It's super fast. Next thing is that you need to know is that there's zero upfront inventory costs or minimum orders that are needed, right? So there's no MOQs, no upfront inventory costs. You can actually have these products ready to ship to customers as well in just 1 to 3 days instead of 1 to 3 weeks, which is fantastic. And with this strategy, like I said, you never ever are needing to touch a product yourself. It's a lot of fun. So now I only got 20 minutes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend about 10 minutes in Q&A in our booth afterwards. We also have a fantastic offer for you as well. However, right now in our booth and in the chat here today, I also have Tiffany, one of our rock stars from our success team here at Dropified. She's in there right now. She's helping answering questions, and so feel free to jump on video calls with her during the session if you want. But like I said, I'm going to be joining her afterwards. Thanks again, Tiffany. You're awesome. I really couldn't do this without you, but yeah, I was really happy that you're here. So guys, with that, let's just go ahead and get started. So why even listen to me? And I think it's really great that you can see all these names and whatnot and titles, but really, why should you listen to me? Well, guys, my name is Mike Weiss. I live in British Columbia in Canada, so woot woot to all my Canadians here. It's in a smaller town named Kelowna. If you haven't visited, come over here. We'll have a glass of wine because it's pretty much all vineyard country anyway. I have a beautiful wife. I have 2 troublemaking kids. And over the past 20 years, I've actually made a career in managing, coaching, and training entrepreneurs on their branding, both in brick and mortar and in the e-commerce spaces. And that was whether they were just getting started up, trying to get back on track, or if they're just needing to do a full overhaul sometimes. So why is because my passion has been helping companies avoid expensive hurdles that they would be heading to otherwise, and because I've probably experienced those expensive hurdles. Now, I've had the privilege of working with major players now in the gaming, telco, finance, a lot of Amazon companies, and even my own companies, and helping them reach 7-8 figure annual recurring revenues, sometimes when they were even in the hole by that much. So it's been a lot of fun. But why am I telling you this, guys? Because I need you to know that literally we have spent millions of dollars, thousands of hours, and over 100 versions to bring this private label on demand strategy to you. So I'm super excited to share it with you. Now, there are going to be 2 parts to this presentation, and let me explain what that is. Part 1, which is this session, is going to be to educate. The whole point of that is I want to help create a foundation of understanding of how the strategy can actually work, how to implement it, and really what you can expect. Now, part 2, we're going to be demonstrating, right? So this one, we're going to be educating to get the foundation. Part 2, we're going to demonstrate. Part 2 is in a second session that I am going to be, so wonderfully, being a part of here with eCommerce Day, session 2 at 1:00 p.m. So, really what that is, it's for all of you that are interested in applying this strategy to your Q4, and you want to see how you can actually literally do it step by step. It really wouldn't be fair to leave you just with theory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full example for you, showing this strategy and give you a chance to use the same tools again for an awesome offer that we have in our booth. So what's our plan for today? For this session, I'm going to explain the private label on demand strategy and how you can quickly build your own catalog of private label products and add them to your online stores. Now, during the presentation, I'm going to focus on specific products like supplements, CBD products, skincare products. And the reason why I'm doing that is because these products make up about close to about $1 trillion per year market. And why am I talking about that is because you can jump in and get a piece of that pie literally like in minutes. It's crazy. So my goal for this presentation as well is to help two types of people. Now I've had, even this morning, already been chatting with a truckload of individuals in the networking section, which has been awesome. But it's been a really healthy mix. So first of all, for the beginners, I want to welcome you to this. Events like this are fantastic. They're amazing uses of your time. Learn lots, make sure you're taking lots of notes. And so for you guys, I'm going to be showing you and explaining really what is the private label industry if you're brand new to this, and what are some of the ongoing pain points for operating in that traditional way. Next, I'm going to actually describe the private label on-demand strategy, and I want to show you some high margin, high reorder markets that you can use in with this strategy. And so it's really, really quite powerful. Now, for my my Obi-Wans, my more experienced folks, the people that were probably part of John's session earlier and really understood the techie side, you probably have a lot of experience owning your own business, e-commerce, drop shipping, online marketing, or maybe have your own private labels and supplements or in other products. So for you guys, what I'm going to do is I want to actually explain how you can create custom bundles to increase your overall average cart value and decrease your cost of acquisition. I also want to show you and describe how you can scale faster than your competitors with your own custom brands and your own bundles and your own offers way faster than you've ever done it before. And lastly, I want to show you this amazing strategy, layer marketing strategy, and how you can apply it to your marketing campaigns to actually make money while split testing your ads. It's crazy. So let's get started. All right, topic one. Let's talk about private label industry. Now, I could share with you the history of private label, like in its entirety, and go, through detailed examples like Macy's in 1858 with their hoop skirt, or Jacob Bunn and Abraham Lincoln doing their private branded coffee, or even, one of the more traditional stories, Henry Sands Brooks, the clothier in 1818, that launched with his golden fleece symbol. But again, I only have 20 minutes, so let's just cover the basis of the traditional model that businesses today are using to create, produce, and fulfill their private label products. And then we'll compare it to the private label on-demand strategy, okay? So what is this traditional way? Well, it's really simple. Well, it's not really so simple. There's 8 steps here, but I'm going to try and do this as simple as possible. So step one, pretty standard. You're going to research, find the product that you're willing to buy, but you have to have the data to prove it, okay? 2, once you have the product that you're interested in, you're going to choose whether you're going to make it with your own logo, or you're going to find someone else who can actually make it, and you're going to buy it from them and use their services. 3rd, once you figure out which way you want to go, you actually want to make or order that sample product. And that's just to make sure that the product is good, made right, good quality product, the label's nice, it's attractive packaging, whatever. Once you have your sample, the next real thing is you want to go and get a graphic artist to actually put that sample into images that you can use for your marketing and your ads. Okay. Now, once you have that, you're either going to launch really one of 2 ways. Traditionally, is you're going to do a pre-order, say, hey guys, look at this amazing thing that's coming. Who's interested? Boom. Or you're going to place, more of a larger order just to kind of test to see if it's working. Or if you really believe in the brand, you're going to place a really large order. Either way, you're trying to add. You have to actually have the money to place these larger orders so you can get the cost down to what you need it to be. After you're finished that, strategy and figuring out what you want to do, then you have to talk about negotiating shipping rates. And there's going to be 2 sides to this. One, you're going to negotiate the shipping rates coming to your warehouse from the manufacturer. And then you're going to negotiate shipping rates going to your customer. Again, we're talking about private label, not drop ship, right? So you got to negotiate both. Now, that's why a lot of folks like working with Amazon, is because you only really have to worry about one of those. The shipping rates going to Amazon, right? And they just, Amazon has a fantastic job on sending it out to the customer, so they don't have to worry about that. But for those that are doing this with their own warehouses, there's 2 sides you have to look at. Once you have that, you're going to be finishing in your store or your landing pages, sales funnels, whatever it is that you're going to be doing, so that you can start taking orders. And then now you're taking orders, you're going to have to manage those orders, tracking numbers, and fulfillment all by yourself manually, unless you're going to hire it out to certain agencies that are going to do it for you. And that's just to make sure that the right product is going to the right customer, and you have absolutely all the details that you need. So finally, once you have all these steps, what you're going to do is to put some gas in the tank, which means you're going to actually put some money into advertising, turn it on, and just pray to God that it runs, because if it doesn't, you're either stuck with the inventory, or you're going to have to deal with the customer service, maybe doing lots of refunds for folks if you can't actually get the product in. And that's if you did larger upfront. So is this making sense? Now, again, this is the full 8 steps here of the traditional way of ordering and fulfilling private label products. But for anyone else like me who's actually done through this a lot, it definitely is, or definitely feels like there's a lot more steps because there's a lot of these micro steps that are in here, right? So that's traditional method. Now, now that you kind of know how this industry is and a little bit of the history, I want to share with you actually this revolution of this industry, which is the private label on-demand strategy. Now, remember, guys, this is just part one. Part one is the goal is to educate. Okay, part two is where you're going to see the strategy in action with a live demo. So don't forget to join that. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm going to explain the private label on-demand strategy using an example from our supplement catalog here at Dropify. Okay, so now instead of all that work from the traditional method that you just saw, in this strategy, there's 3 steps. Okay. Step 1 is you're going to choose your supplement. Now, you're going to do that from a pre-vetted, FDA compliant, CGMP certified catalog of products. So you know that they're quality products. Okay. 2, you're going to simply design a label. Okay. You're going to submit that design to us. We're going to just double check to make sure that it meets all the standards that it needs to. And then we're going to slap it onto a 3D mock-up image. And we're going to send it back to you so that you can start selling it right away. 3 steps, okay? It's that simple, right? Now, the reason why this is so simple and so powerful is because when you're looking at a platform like Dropify's platform, where you're uploading the label and we produce the 3D mock-up image for you and other images that we would be, providing you as well. It's connected to your online store. So whatever happens on Dropify, it's going to happen to your store, and vice versa. Whatever happens on your store will bring back to Dropify. And why that's important is because of this 4th step, which really you're not handling. But this 4th step is once someone starts buying it, okay, once someone starts buying the product, all of those orders are automatically to come to Dropify. And we're going to handle the rest of it. We're going to handle fulfillment, we're going to handle tracking, and we're going to handle the shipping. Okay. Now, when we talk about shipping, we're going to talk about this in a few details throughout the presentation, but we're also talking about 3-day priority shipping. So between 1 and 3 days after the customer orders and the payment clears, you're good to go. Okay. And in 3 days, they're going to get their product. And we have tested this thousands and thousands and thousands of times, and it works. It's pretty simple, right? So why is this so cool? Is because all the hard work is gone, all the pain is gone, and it's a lot simpler model than the traditional way, and actually a heck of a lot cheaper too. Now, really, what some of the other differences that you're looking at? Well, with the private label on-demand strategy, okay, there are no large upfront inventory costs. There's no long shipping times, okay? There's no minimum order quantities. There's no storage fees because you're not holding any inventory. It's on demand, okay? There's no high product costs. There's no manual order fulfillment. And I think most importantly, these are not generic branded products, okay? These are products instead with your own brand, your own logos, and it's on demand, and it's your custom label product, okay? Now, when I say on-demand products, where are they coming from? Well, we already mentioned it. It's USA manufactured and certified products, okay? So you don't have to wait a long time for shipping. We've already talked about it, 1 to 3 day priority shipping. Now, when we're talking about not high product costs, what are we talking about? Well, because you get to utilize partnerships that we have with our manufacturers that are doing the on-demand model, you get to utilize the high profit margins because of the low cost due to high volume that we're doing with all of our customers. It's a really beautiful model. And at the end of the day, again, for some of you might care, others you might not, but it really is the automated fulfillment, shipping, and tracking that just make this thing so clean, because all you're focused on doing is selling, marketing, which really is where your attention should be. It shouldn't be on all the operations, making sure they're working. We're going to take care of all that for you. It's a lot of fun. So guys, let me tell you, if you've been looking for a way out of your current situation, for those of you that are just starting, or you're looking for a super powerful Q4 for your business, especially for those that have been affected by the worldwide pandemic, guys, I'm super excited to show you this amazing strategy. You can literally get started in minutes, and it's absolutely nuts. So topic 3, I'm just looking at the time here. I want to keep going. Topic 3, now that you know the strategy, let's actually talk about the types of markets that you can use this in. Now, remember when I said earlier, I'm going to focus on the supplement, CBD, and skincare product markets. Why? It's because it is close to $1 trillion per year market, and it's just growing from there. So let's go ahead and dive into the real numbers of that. Now, collectively, guys, dietary supplements, both human and pet, CBD and hemp oil, both human and pet, and skincare products, both human and pet, are making up over $600 billion per year. Now, that's just today. Market trends are showing that this is exponentially going to grow, just even in the next 5 years. So if you're thinking that there's too much competition, remember, no single company owns all of this space, and it's growing. So you can, so by using this strategy, what you can do is you can reach untapped markets faster than even the biggest players. I'm going to show you exactly how in a second here, okay? Now, we've covered a lot here so far. Let's just take a breather. Okay, this is good stuff, guys, right? I love this. Okay, so topic 4, how is it that you can make money using this strategy? Well, if you haven't already pieced the puzzle together, I'm going to really make this nice and clean, okay? The concept is simple, okay? The basic concept is simple. So it's pulling from our roots at Dropify, pulling from our roots in drop shipping, because you don't need to have any upfront inventory costs. So whenever a customer purchases a product from your store, what you're going to do is you pay the base cost of that, not the MSRP, but the base cost of that product separately. And then once that order comes in and you paid for the product cost, then everything is automated, packed, shipped, tracked, and fulfilled. All of it is done for you. And what's really cool is that we don't just keep all that information. We actually send it to you because you need to give it to your customers. So what day they can expect and what their tracking numbers are, things like that, right? Now, that's the basic concept is client buys it. You're going to pay just the lower cost of that. And the reason why it's so low cost is because of the high volume discounts that we're providing. And once that's done, the order is going to be automatically fulfilled for you. So that's how simple it is. Now, the golden rule of strategies with selling any product is bundling. Now, this is often done through upselling, cross-selling, or even downselling sometimes. But bundling products is how you make major money in this industry, okay? So let's start at the beginning with the individual products, and we'll work our way into the bundling, okay? So I'm going to show you an example here from 4 products that we chose out of our catalog just for this example, okay? Now, the top line, I just want to go through what this is. The top line represents the cost. Now, the shipping isn't included in this, but it's usually safe to say it's about $3 to $4 every couple bottles, and that's because it's a priority shipping 1 to 3 days throughout the United States. The middle line is going to represent what you're going to sell it for, so the MSRP. And the bottom line is obviously going to represent your profit, and that's going to be for each product. Now, I want you to take a look at the profit margins, okay? So this is just in these 4 examples, we're talking between 100 and 300% margins. Now, if you're looking at that MSRP line, trying to figure out where the margin's coming from, well, I need you to know these are not arbitrary MSRPs. These are coming from manufacturers and suppliers that are saying this is what it is currently selling for with the hundreds of thousands of products that we're putting to big brands out there in North America already. And what's interesting is that usually is a little bit lower than what you can actually retail for because, again, they're the manufacturer, probably more dealing with, wholesale side of things. So anyway, typically when I sell my supplements, it's usually about 10 to 15% higher, which is great. Now, when you see these margins, I don't want you to think, great, I'm going to drive the price down, because you never want to run a business that way. It's okay to compete in price, but if you're always going to be the lowest price, well, eventually you're going to get to a point where there's no profit, and you never really want to run a business that way. We want to provide premium products with your premium brand so that you can sell it at a premium price that people are going to recognize, right? So this is individual products. I want to show you what this will look like on a month-to-month basis. Now, guys, I've seen this thing scale enormously huge, okay? But I don't want this to feel unreachable for you. So for those of you that are just starting out or thinking about putting new brands in for Q4, I want to put some very conservative numbers that you can expect to make by launching similar, bundles like what we're going to talk about. Now, remember, these aren't individual product numbers now. These are the bundles. So let's look at an example. If we were to bundle these 4 products that we looked at earlier together, okay, what would be looking at from a profit standpoint? So if you were to sell the bundle to just 50 people, you would be seeing a profit of just over $5 grand, okay, just $5 grand. And that's just selling it to 50 people or selling 50 bundles, okay? Now remember, this isn't just like a bundle that you have to buy in inventory and store somewhere. Like, you can make these bundles like on demand just as quickly as you can make your labels on demand. It's super, super fast. So join this afternoon for that demo, and I'm going to show you exactly how fast you can do that. Now, not super tough. If you were to actually jump and sell this to 100 folks or do 100 bundles, you would see twice the profit. Now, this is the one that people are like, well, what is that actually going to mean? Well, if you just sell 250 per month, which is really only 8 to 9 per day, which is super, super achievable, you're going to be looking at a profit of over $26,000 profit, okay? So what does this mean? It means that the more customers that you're selling bundles to, the higher your average cart value is going to be, which also means it's the lower cost of acquisition to bring that person in. Now, I'll leave you one note here. Imagine if even just half of these ended up ordering on a subscription model where there's monthly renewals, because all these were monthly products. Guys, it's just incredible. So then your MRR kicks in, right? And you can continue growing your MRR exponentially with that subscription model. Are you catching how powerful this is? This is crazy, right? All right. Let's talk about layer marketing here. I have just a few minutes left, so let's jump in. I want to teach you about layer marketing. Now, the question here is, how can you actually look at competition differently like we do using this unfair advantage of layer marketing? okay? I'm going to show you exactly how this works, but I want to show you why this works first, okay? So layer marketing means that you can test any design at no upfront inventory cost, okay? That's what it means, okay? No upfront inventory cost. You can test any design. So where would you have seen this model before? Well, you see this model probably every single day. If you're familiar with companies like Teespring, Viral, Printful, okay, you're going to instantly understand how powerful this is. But for those of you that don't understand that model, essentially the model allows you to create campaigns in order to sell custom, products, custom apparel, custom mugs, whatever, right? Now, it really means that users select their products from a catalog, okay? You're going to put your design, choose your color, choose your sizes, things like that, and then they're going to give you a mock-up that you can use to advertise, and then you're going to sell it, okay? Now, there's a bit of a catch with some of these, some of this model is that normally what you can see, sorry, I shouldn't say normally, what you can see in some of these models is they would have things like tipped campaigns or sales goals, which means that you would have to hit a certain number of sales before they'll actually do all the production and shipping for you. Really, this is just another way of saying minimum order quantities. However, I just want to show you this because it is effective. It is simple. You create a design, you upload it, you get a product, and you can go to market to it, okay? Now, why is it so powerful? Well, not only can you get up and running faster with all your really amazing creative designs, but once you find a winning design, you can replicate that design and use it over and over and over and over again, but in different markets. So let's look at this quick example, okay? On the far left here, when you're taking a look at, this is an example from a friend of ours that made over $10 million just on this design here. But on the far left, you have a design that says, never mess with an old man with boxing gloves, right? And so it makes a lot of money, is winning design now, but there's a bunch of other old guys that are looking at this, again, old guys from the shirt, and they're like, well, that's awesome, but I don't box, right? So now our buddy says, cool, let's go in and put this into other markets. So musicians, so with a guitar, bass guitar, drum set, accounting degrees, and he just literally scaled it exponentially and made just so much freaking money, over $10 million just on this design alone. It was crazy. So if you're asking the question, does this actually work? Yes, it does work. It's currently working because people are making millions of dollars on this, on apparel and on, great products like print-on-demand products like mugs, hats, sweaters, pants, whatever, right? So let's talk about why we chose to use this model and adapt it to supplements. Well, it's not just supplements, but supplements, CBD, skincare products, pet products, whatever. The point is that it's a similar model, but it's in a market that's growing to close to $750 billion. And why? It's because it's a consumable market. Consumable markets mean that you can have higher reorders. Why? It's because once you're finished consuming the product that you had, the person wants more. And because the product is quality and the brand is something that they're attracted to, they will continue to bring that in, paired with other strategies that you're going to learn from a lot of other speakers here today, okay? Now, if you have higher reorders, it means that you can build your brand faster. It's going to build trust faster, which means that you will have success faster, okay? Now, the strategy is super simple. First, you research your target market that you're initially interested in, okay? And you're going to come up with a few creative designs like you're seeing in the example group, okay? And those designs are going to be have something to do with the market already. So it means it's what the market is already responding to. So images, key terms, designs, whatever, right? Now, once you find one, you would then take that design and you would put it on either the same product and put it into different markets, or you can tweak the message and put it onto different products into different markets. So let me give you an example. On the far left, we had an amazing design from one of our clients here. It was Edgar Allan Grow, and it was hilarious. It was male enhancement. It was more designed as a gag gift, which is freaking funny. But for the poetic lover, it was awesome. But it killed. The design was amazing. So he said, great, I'm going to actually put this onto different products and tweak the messaging because the design's working. I got to change the product and tweak the messaging to that target audience. So instead of Edgar Allan Grow, he created another one for Edgar Allan Flow for blood pressure support, another one for Edgar Allan Glow for anti-wrinkle formula. And then he thought, well, I have male enhancement. Let's do women libido. Edgar Allan O for women libido is so awesome. And it worked. It was incredible. This guy's making so much money right now. So guys, really, what does this mean? It means that you can test different label designs easily just by uploading it to the platform. We spit out a mock image and you can put that into your stores and into your marketing, okay? Now, I want to look at another couple examples here. So we looked at one with different products that you change the design and messaging. This one, it's going to be the same product that you're changing the messaging to kind of look at different audiences. So you can really do this strategy with any market. What you're going to do, like I said, is you do your research, you spin up a few different ideas for label designs, And you want to really, this is key, you want to look at what is already the market is already responding to. So let's use this example for kids. Now, for kids, there's been no shortage in unicorn sales. So you have unicorn themes, you have princess themes, you have dino power themes, whatever, right? Now, you test and test and test until you find a winner, and then boom, you're good to go. And maybe that winner could be in the messaging, it could be in the picture you use, it could be in the design. But the point is, you don't have to buy all this inventory up front to do it. You can literally upload these different designs, put them into your split test, launch it, and then the cool part is that if someone buys it, you don't have to have any inventory. We're going to automatically print it on demand for you on that label and send it out in 3 days. It doesn't matter if you make 1 sale or 1,000 sales. Okay. Now, just to give you a little bit of a heads up here, for example, my daughter sucked at taking gummy vitamins, and whether we were bad parents or maybe she was just that stubborn, it could be a combination. But the key here is that if I were to actually put like a for princesses, because she loves princesses, label on there, then she would even maybe think, well, maybe even princesses are taking their multivitamins. And then she's going to start taking them because maybe she'll turn into a princess, right? Now, she's my princess, but definitely not because she took these gummies. Anyway, a couple more examples, guys. I only have a few minutes left, so I just want to go through a couple more examples for folks so you can kind of see really the power of this thing. And again, remember, Tiffany and myself are going to be in the booth for Q&A afterwards for video calls, and we can help answer any of these questions. And if you want to see an actual demo of this, make sure you join our second session, okay? So next example here, let's use multivitamins. Now, when you start getting specific here on who you can target, layer marketing means that you can create a label that is specific to each of those targets so that you can make it feel like it's just for them. Okay, so for example, far left was the original, and you start going after different audiences: men over 40, science teachers, vegan life choice, Canadians like me, downhill mountain bikers. Okay, you're able to create a new label specific to each target group. Okay. Let's look at CBD oil, which is another product line that we carry for our clients to use, okay? Just look at some of these labels. I love these, okay? Hemp for folks over 50, hemp for bikers, hemp for surfers, hemp for veterans, hemp for golfers, hemp for teachers. Now I know my CBDs, like it's brilliant, right? So the one question here, and I'll leave you here with this, is how is it that you can compete against these bigger companies right away, and why aren't they using this strategy? Well, guys, you remember this model that we talked about right at the beginning. Simply said, they're stuck using the traditional way, okay? No big company can pivot this quickly without having like an on-demand type model, because it's too expensive, because they have to order the product and they have to deal with the shipping and everything. It takes too long because by the time that they get everything sorted out, the trend could be gone or someone could be infiltrating it, and then they have to work on, outbidding. And there's really no guarantee on the return on that large investment and the time that was put into it and resources that were put into it. That's why they don't look at these other markets, and they stick with the markets that really have those winning labels already. And they say, great, we have people that are buying, we're just going to keep giving them more of what they want. And that's great. But when we're talking about going into untapped markets that no one really looks at, you're not looking at untapped markets there. You're staying in the market that's working for you. And that's great, but we're giving you the opportunity to expand into untapped markets, okay? So guys, now I've shown you the power of our revolutionary private label on-demand strategy. So please, won't you join us at our booth for Q&A for the last few minutes of the session here. As well, please don't forget to attend part 2 at 1:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we actually show this strategy in action. Thank you guys so much. This has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to chatting with you more over the next few minutes and throughout the rest of the day.